Recap. My mother, 37, had me, a 20-year-old male, when she was young. She was never a mother to me, and I was raised by my grandparents and later my uncle, 34. When I was 8, my grandmother got sick, and my uncle, who was 22 then, started taking care of me full-time. I only saw my mother for family events, and she was always criticizing me for how I looked, my hobbies, and what I liked. Later, I refused to talk to or see her. When I was 18, my uncle proposed to legally adopt me, so I decided to see my mother one last time to inform her and have some closure. During this talk, she told me my father's name. I talked to my family about him, and long story short, everyone knows him. His family lived in the same town as my great-grandparents, and my family used to go there every holiday. I decided to try to meet him with my uncle. Hey, 36, moved back a few years ago to be close to his family and took everything well. I did make sure to inform him that I already had a dad. He told me he had no children and was interested in knowing me. He presented me to his parents. They even found pictures of me with him from before he went to college. For the last 2 years, we've had a pretty great relationship. The issue is his girlfriend, Anna. They don't live together and have been a couple for over 3 years. She made it clear that I had no place there. I only see her when I eat with him and his parents. She still makes it clear that I don't belong in this family. When I ask a question, she tells me stuff like, if you were a part of the family, you should know, always pointing out physical differences. So it was a surprise when she called me last week. I thought it was an emergency, so I answered. She told me that she wanted to move in with my dad, but he refused because he knew we didn't get along, and he wanted his house to be a safe space for me. And he was afraid that I would come by less if she were there all the time. It's the truth. She then told me I should put my grudges aside and try to be nicer to her for my father's sake. I told her no. I had years of therapy to remove toxic people from my life. Being with her is like being with my mom. I do not want to put myself in this kind of situation anymore. Update. Am I the idiot for refusing to play nice to my father's girlfriend, and by doing so preventing them from moving in together? After reading your comments, I realized what the issue was. This my bio dad or his family never made me feel like that. But after hearing a lot of people saying it, it got to me, and I realized now that I was restraining myself not to disappoint my bio dad. My bio dad. I guess in my mind I had to work and be nice to have his affection because I didn't deserve it. Yeah, you can blame my bio mom for that. But anyway, after realizing that, I also realized that I had never told him and his parents how his girlfriend was treating me. And I also realized she was smart enough to do it when they were all out of earshot. I'm a non-confrontational person, and I was scared to say everything at once to my bio dad, and I was afraid of not being able to express everything I wanted to convey correctly. I talked to my uncle about it, and he proposed making an appointment with a therapist to have a kind of family session, so it would be easier for me to express myself. We did it before in our family, and it helped me a lot. We talked about it to my bio dad, and he immediately agreed. He could sense something was off. Anyway, during the session, I exploded. I started talking and couldn't stop myself. At first, I felt that it made no sense because I was saying everything and nothing at once. But luckily, the therapist helped a lot. After that, we all had a very long talk and put everything on the table. My bio dad had no idea that it was this bad with his girlfriend, and he was really appalled and remorseful for not realizing it. One thing that angered him and my uncle a lot was the comment about me not looking like my dad, which I never took notice of because it's true. My mom and uncle are half Filipino, and I took everything from the Filipino side except his dimples. Apparently, the comments about me not being part of the family were because of my racial background. So yeah, on top of everything, she was racist. Said all of this happened last month, and since then, he broke up with her, and I try to be more honest about what I feel without being afraid of what he thinks. He also proposed to continue family therapy if I felt like it would help me discuss certain topics. This relationship is still a work in progress, but honestly, I feel terrific about it. So again, thanks for all your help and your kind words. Yay, good for you. And congrats on your new beginnings. You saved yourself from an awful situation. You're biologically dead in your relationship and biologically dead from continuing a horrible relationship, all by communicating. I hope you know how brave that was and have learned how powerful communication can be. Continue doing the work and things will improve over time. I'm so sorry that your bio mother and bio dad's ex have shown you such poor examples of maternal figures. I hope your grandma showed you what a mom was supposed to be like. Also, I hope you know what you don't want in future partners, whatever gender. Best of luck to you and the family that you've chosen. We have 3 kids and struggled a lot with money while they were growing up. My youngest 2 still live with us. My older son, who's 22, lives with his girlfriend. They've only been dating a few months. When he said he was moving in, we were not happy and told him it was a dumb idea and he couldn't afford it, and we couldn't help him. Our son told us her student loans paid for the apartment, and he's just paying utilities and groceries. He moved in anyway almost a year ago. Things were rough for us, and we wouldn't be able to make our mortgage payment for 1 month. We reached out to our son asking if he could loan us some money. He gave us $1,000, and our daughter gave us $500, and we were able to make the mortgage. I fully intend to pay them back when able. My son reached out last week and asked if I could pay some of the money back. They're falling short of rent this month. I told him I couldn't at the moment. I told him that's why I thought it was a bad idea. He didn't need to move out. He chose to, even though we couldn't afford it when he could live at home for free. He said forget it, and they borrowed money from his girlfriend's family, who are well off. Now he's not answering phone calls from his father or me, but we literally didn't have the money to give him. You're the idiot. You borrow money from your son for housing when you know you're not able to pay him back, but continue to scold him for his own housing costs. He's short because he loaned you $1,000, not because of what he and his girlfriend are doing. Try saving your money and pay him back. Stop scrolling the internet and get a second job or something. I was intoxicated on a night out and sent him some embarrassing texts. It was the worst heartbreak I've ever had, and it didn't help that he kept messaging me to be friends, even though I tried to set boundaries and say I needed space to heal. Anyways, that's all in the past. I have indeed healed from that and am over him. He recently married a girl he started dating 2 months after we broke up. Honestly, I'm happy for him. Good for them. Us, on the other hand, I've dated since then, but haven't been able to find anyone worth marrying. I haven't even had another serious relationship since him. He's still on the periphery of my social circle because we still have a lot of mutual friends from university, and sometimes I see them both in social settings. However, while he and I have buried the hatchet and usually chat when we happen to be in the same room for a bit, although we never text or meet up outside of these contexts, his wife and I have always treated each other with polite disinterest. I know she doesn't like me. An important note about her is that she's been unemployed for a long time, but I don't know if it's because she wants to be a stay-at-home mom, a completely valid choice if that's her thing, or because she's been unable to find work, but she hasn't worked in many years despite having a master's degree. I've been able to advance my career in the past 5 years, and I'm quite far ahead in my field for someone my age. And I'm very proud of myself because I worked extremely hard. Anyways, here's the issue. The other day, a bunch of people went out for drinks, and I came. They were both there. We were all sitting at the same table in a bar. Someone I hadn't seen in a while asked me if I was dating anyone. I replied, "No, not right now." My ex's wife quickly made a snarky comment. X for ease. Oh, it's okay. Some people just stay single in front of everyone, like 10 of our friends, without missing a beat. I blurted out, yeah. Just like some people are meant to stay unemployed. She got really upset, cried, and left. Her husband messaged me that I should apologize to her for embarrassing her. I said I will if she apologized first. He said she refused because what I said was worse, apparently. Am I the idiot? And they said her husband still keeps in contact with you. It looks like a lot of insecurity on her end. Everyone's an idiot here. I'm not sure if I agree with the people saying you're not over him. Honestly, I think you might just be frustrated about being single while your ex is in a happy relationship, which does suck. I do agree you're spending too much time here and giving your ex too much space in your head. Put some distance between yourself and him. Meet new people, and you can avoid this drama. I, a 27-year-old female, planned a ski trip with my boyfriend, a 29-year-old, and some of our friends, mostly his friends. We booked in advance, and I told them about it and let them know that they were invited or not. We planned on bringing our computers to have a LAN party. My boyfriend and I gamed together. While we were there once, a few people wanted to go. We were really excited. Recently, I learned as we arrived at someone's house to watch a game together, as a group, that I'm not invited on the trip any longer because one of his friend's girlfriends couldn't come due to work. And now it's going to be a guys' trip. I feel pretty hurt. I got upset and asked them what right they had to disinvite me from a trip that I planned, and to basically make it a no women allowed trip for some odd reason. We plan things all the time and I take. We share the same interests a lot of the time, so I'm confused and bothered by the implication that I'd be distracting or in the way or make it less fun. They brushed it off. So they're going now without me or anyone else female. My boyfriend feels torn. His friends say weird things about women sometimes and say they're joking. But this makes me feel like they actually meant those things and don't even think of me as a friend. Instead of also being their friend, I'm their friend's girlfriend, which hurts because I've been there for many of these guys and gone out of my way for them. I've hosted at my house and always tried to make it fun. I don't understand. I told them it was messed up and I planned the trip, so they didn't get to decide that. They basically acted like I was emotional and needed to get over it. I've refused to talk to some of them since then. Everyone's acting like I don't want them to go and do things, just the guys, and I'm controlling. The narrative has been lost among our friends, and I'm being painted as a villain compared to the other women who are going and who were cool with it. When actually I don't give a crap. They go out all the time for guys' nights and guys' trips. I just want to enjoy the trip I planned, regardless of being a girl or not. I don't think telling them I'm coming would even do anything. I can't imagine going now with how they clearly feel. That would be really awkward, probably. But it has created a rift between my dude and his friends. And they're telling him I'm being unreasonable and overreacting. And he's talking about not going and is really angry at them but doesn't want to ruin the friend group dynamic. It's friend group dynamics. Am I the idiot? Oh mate, did you just overreact? And those lady hormones shouldn't make you unbook everything and be emotional and irrational, forgetting to tell them they have nothing booked. Oops, my female brain made me do it. Sorry. You're not the idiot. And if it's booked by you, unbook it. Book yourself a cool trip, make new friends, and stop making excuses for your boyfriend. He's a people pleaser. Nope, he's a spineless idiot and is a massive red flag. So, ditch your boyfriend and have a fabulous holiday fling. You're hanging around with some idiots who are not your friends. They have shown you what they think of your friendship. Now listen to them. His friends are misogynistic idiots, and he's torn. I gotta love how they're trying to make you believe that none of the other women who are going have a problem with also being disinvited by their misogynistic idiot boyfriends. The universe gives us divine filters. This is one of them. Your boyfriend isn't the one ruining the friend group dynamic. The misogynistic idiots are. What he does with this tells you a lot about him and what you're willing to tolerate from a partner. If this is a serious relationship, I think long and hard before committing to someone with such poor boundaries. My mom got married recently. My mom really isn't big into taking pictures. Though there was a photographer. My mom wanted a picture with her kids, just her kids and not our partners. My wife felt that this was rude and asked if there could be a family picture. My mom said no, as she only wants a couple of pictures and thinks taking them is a waste of time. I didn't think much of it. I mean, we are her kids. Why can't she want just a picture with us? My wife said it was bad etiquette. Couples are a package deal, and she asked me not to take the picture. My mom said fine. She didn't want any pictures with anyone but the groom. I asked why we just couldn't take a family picture and include our partners. My mom said she didn't want to as my wife was being difficult, and she doesn't believe marriage is about family anyway, especially a second marriage when she doesn't like his kids and he doesn't like... Dear. She told us to just go away and let her take a few pictures with him. As we walked away, I asked if that was necessary. I said my mom is allowed to want a picture with just her bio kids, and the package deal shouldn't mean joined at the hip. I said she was acting like a brat and making someone else's wedding about her. She was hurt and, needless to say, didn't speak to me for the rest of the evening. She still thinks that I'm an idiot and I'm enabling my mom. This rule of thumb: if you're going to someone else's wedding, don't whine. But out of line, or you make everything all about you. Apparently, your wife missed that memo. It was your mom's wedding. It didn't matter what anyone else wanted. And if the situations were reversed, the whole internet would have come down on your mother for forcing her desires on her daughter-in-law's wedding. You're just right. Everyone's the idiot here. Your wife is being difficult by pushing the issue of couples being a package deal. I think wanting a picture of you and your children at a wedding is fine. Your mom is being difficult. She hired a photographer. She's taking pictures with her new husband and wants a picture with her children. So she can't use the "I don't like pictures" excuse. It would have taken 5 minutes at most to take a whole group family picture with spouses included. This is such a minor issue that I wonder why your wife was like this. Are you sure there's not something more here? Both of them are choosing stupid hills to die on.